Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Nursing Crafts, and in today's video I have pros and cons of you working here in the Bahamas. So I have a lot of you from different parts of the world, and I just want to thank you for tuning into the channel and subscribing, liking the videos and commenting. I want to thank you. Tell a friend, text a friend, share the video, and yep, let's get to it. So this video isn't to bash any of the institutions here. Like I said, I'm giving pros and cons, and so it's up to you to decide at the end of the day if this is the right fit for you. There are two main institutions here in the Bahamas for nurses or medical professionals, and that is one, the PMH, and two, doctors, one being privately owned and the next being government owned. Okay. There are other medical facilities that you can work here. They would be like private medical clinics or private dialysis centers. But like I said, it's all up to you. Most persons, when they come here, they usually come to either PMH or doctors. But these are my pros and cons, okay? My opinion. So first, the main thing that everyone wants to know, I'm sure, is the pay. What is the pay like, right? So I do have my pay slip here. This is how it looks. This could be you in a few months. I do have this here, but I'm still not sure that I want to disclose how much I make just as yet. Okay, that's gonna be in another video or two down the line. However, I did want to let you guys know that the dollar value is the same as the US 1-to-1. So this is a US 20 and this is a Bahamian 20, and they both work the same. So that is the first pro, that the dollar value is the same as that as the US. And so I know that there's a lot of foreigners that like to come here, work, and they send money back home. That is perfectly fine. So we have places like Western Union, Suncash, Cash and Go, different places like that where you can actually send your money back home. I want to say that the hourly wage is not as much as, let's say, how much they make in the States. That's obvious. We're still here in the Caribbean, okay? So let's be real. But there are other opportunities to make money, such as overtime, okay? So you either get time and a half or you get paid double for overtime shifts. It just depends on which one you choose. Once there's a holiday, that's an automatic double pay that you would get paid for. Secondly, the proximity to the United States. The Bahamas is very close to places like Miami. Well, I should say to places like Florida, where you have Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando. And that is a good thing because it's like a hop, skip, and a jump away from here. You can take a short flight, like a 45-minute flight to get to Florida, and bam, you're in the States. You can do whatever you have to do and come back within a day or two if needed be. Now, for those of you that may be coming from Jamaica or Nigeria or India, of course, flying time would be like hours to get back home. But in those cases, I know persons usually take like a long vacation. So another pro is that the staffing is very diverse. Of course, most persons that work in the hospitals are Bahamians. You have light skin, dark skin Bahamians. And then we also have other cultures integrated in our medical profession or nursing profession. Just like I said, persons that are reaching out to me from India, Nigeria, we have persons that already work at my hospital that are Indian, that are Nigerians, that are Jamaicans, Filipinos, Haitians. Yeah, so those 5 groups of people I think we have a lot of in the hospital. And so I would say that the profession is very diverse, so you will see people that look like you, and I think that is always a good thing to know. Next, I want to say that the infrastructure of the building Okay, it's currently being renovated. They're currently working to upgrade the hospital and renovate so that everything looks new and is up to standard. It makes your working environment just a whole lot better, you know? Once you work in a nice, clean, new, you feel better. You feel better about coming to work. And so that's one of the things that they're doing, and I love it. Okay, I love it for us. I do love it for us because it's been a long time coming. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those pros. I hope they are pros for you. And now for the cons. The first on my list is that for foreign nurses like yourself, I think they put you guys on contracts. So I'm not aware of how long the contracts are, but you guys work on contract. So there is the option sometimes of whether they want to renew your contract or not to renew your contract. Okay, that can be a little scary, not knowing the unknown, but I'm sure once you perform at your best, you know, there's no reason for them not to renew your contract. So for me, that's not a con, but for you being a foreign nurse coming over, it could be a con or it could be a pro, because once your contract is over, you may decide, well, I no longer want to work here. I can move on, you know, without having to resign. It's just that your contract is done. And so it can be a pro or a con, not sure. But secondly, back to the pay. In comparison to the US, I always use reference to the US because although I'm not working there as a nurse, that's just, you know, I'm a little knowledgeable of, you know, nursing over there, from asking questions, from doing research and stuff like that. And so in terms of shift differentials, we don't get that. If you work a morning shift, an evening shift, a night shift, you get paid basically the same thing. Not basically, you get paid all the same. Okay? With TL being like a team leader or the person in charge over there, yes, I heard you get a little extra over here. No, unfortunately, that doesn't exist here. Next, if you're someone who's looking into getting your master's degree, I want to say go girl or go boy, you know, go for it. However, you may get like a $50 increase on your salary, maybe $50, $100, whatever, but that's about it. If you are someone who's interested in becoming a nurse practitioner, not here. That is not recognized here in the Bahamas. Now, we do have some persons that did their masters and they are nurse practitioners, but they're not able to work in that capacity. They don't work in that capacity. So if that's what you're coming to do, then here is not the place for you. Parking. Now, parking may not be such a big deal to some people, but when you have to be to work for 8 o'clock in the morning, and if you're someone like me who gets to work like right on time, like just to have enough time to park and get on the ward, you don't have time to be looking around for parking. And so parking is an issue that we currently have, where like if you don't get to work on time, you won't find parking, or you have to wait until the other shift leaves in order to find parking. But by that time, you should be on the ward to get handover from that shift that's leaving, if you catch my drift. So parking is an issue. Parking can be annoying. Parking is important to me. Hopefully that's something that while they're updating and renovating the hospital, they would decide that, oh, hey, parking is also very important to our staff, you know? It makes you feel welcome and like they actually want us to come to work because they're concerned about where and how we have to park. Another con would be IVs. If you are a nurse that's used to putting up your own intravenous lines, your IVs, into patients, you can no longer do that here. Okay? And so that skill is going to sort of be ripped from you. Of course, in the event of emergencies, if you may have paged the doctor doesn't come in time, but you desperately need an IV, you know, of course you can go and put it up, but it's at your own risk. We as nurses, we are not covered to place IVs into the patients. And I know that a lot of you learned that in nursing school, but we don't even learn that here in our nursing school. That's not in our curriculum. And so that's a downfall more so for me, because I haven't had much experiencing in putting up IVs. But it's also a downfall for you who may have had the training, but you won't be able to do it. That's why I included it on my con list. And I think that is it for my pros and my cons. So you guys can let me know what you think down in the comment section. Don't hesitate to give me a thumbs up. Like I said, comment down below, and definitely subscribe.